Oh my goodness, realized I forgot my ear things. Hi, welcome to Waking Up with Kandy, where we share our spiritual awakening stories and, just create that beautiful safe space in listening and, in love and resonance. So, if this is the first time that you're joining me, my name is Candace. I'm a bright and shiny being just like you. And so today we have a beautiful guest on, Trina. And so we're going to wait for her to come on and share her beautiful awakening story with us. She is the healer of healers. She is she specializes in trauma healing for healers. So I'm really excited to hear her story and how it came about, and just so she's gonna be coming. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, hold on just a sec. Hi everybody. Hi guys. Can you guys hear me okay? I feel like I need to go get my ear things. Let's see. Okay. We're doing it. Okay. I think it's going to connect now. How are you guys? Hi, Trina.
Hi.
Yay. Can you hear me? Do I sound okay?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Perfectly. Yes. All
right. That's perfect.
Yay. Okay. Awesome. So we want to thank Lauren, the womb activator, for introducing us.
Yes.
She said, hey, I have this beautiful woman that she was very interested in coming on and sharing her story with you. So please connect with her. I'm so excited. So So thank you for her. And also, okay, so hi Trina, how are you? How are you doing? Pretty nervous? Oh, it's freezing. Oh no, did we lose her? We might have. Hold on. Momentary glitches. My hair's so crazy right now. All right, let's see. I think we might have lost a connection. So let's just do it again. Hi. Oh my gosh. All right. Mercury retrograde. Okay. We did a little thing at prayer before. So, all right. Oh my gosh, thank you. My hair is so crazy. I'm just going with it. It's like a rock and roll vibe, no? Why not? It looks so much shorter as it's like this wave. Anywho, okay. So, the request isn't being set. Okay, so let me try on my end. We got this.
Okay. Okay. Hi. Can you see me, hear me now?
Yes. Everything.
All right. Yeah. Technical glitch a little bit. So.
Yeah.
Hi.
Well, we're so honored to have you share yourself with us for the first time. So don't even worry. It's a safe space. It's just us girls talking like I told you.
Yeah.
We're good. So just tell us, you could start by just telling us a little bit about yourself, and we'll go from there. Your hair is so beautiful. It's like real curls. Not
Thank you. It's wild, so I'll just let it do its thing. First, thank you so much for having on IG. And it's first time actually sharing my story anywhere, so it's a it's a big honor, as well as a bit daunting, because I don't it has been quite a journey, but if it helps someone else, then I'm happy to share, for sure. And thanks to Lauren. She's been convincing me to go on here for a while. So yeah, I'm Trina. I'm from Nepal originally, and I do healing of healers. How I got to there is a long story actually. My background before all of this is actually human rights work. I used to be do program management for a program that looked after former child soldiers, really deep stuff, like really conflict victims and everything in Nepal. I was idealistic, stupid, and wanted to make a difference. So I moved back home after my education in the US and everything. So yeah, I was a human rights professional for about 6, 7 years when I decided that it wasn't the what I my idealistic bubble about aid industry kind of burst. And then so that move went into trauma research because it was actually the people that I was dealing with, working with, I saw and felt that what they needed was actually help over here, which was
Mhm.
stressed and which I was actually ended up doing anyway. And it kind of ended up affecting me because I didn't know where to draw the boundaries and, all of that. And so I ended up being sort of having the vicarious trauma that and then I got help. And then 5 years down the road, fast forward, I became who I needed years ago. Supporting the people who help, supporting the people who are, they're doing good with good intentions. And it can be in a spiritual path, or it can be like just a social worker or a first responder or anybody who is in a supportive position, just a caregiver, even. And yeah, so that's what I'm currently doing, and my PhD is also on vicarious trauma of first responders. So, yeah, that's who I am at the moment. Yes.
That is so amazing. That's so beautiful. Like, I am really personally drawn to psychology and trauma. Trauma. I don't know. Like trauma. I want to say it's trauma stories, but like no, it's just like how trauma is stored in the body. How your body reacts to the trauma,
Mm,
and the whole behavioralism around it. Like I love it. So when you said that, I was like, oh my god, amazing.
yeah.
So I want to kind of go back a little bit, and as you were in that moment and you were realizing about this trauma and like, oh wait, any boundaries, and like you started to kind of, I guess, open up or shift in that way.
Mm.
Like, take us there. Like, what was that like for you? Like, like what
Awakening.
huh
The awakening.
yeah.
So we'll jump right into it then. So I was literally by sitting under a tree. I kid you not.
Oh,
That's what it is. That was it. I was
you
in,
remember the moment.
well, not exact moment, but it was just like, by sitting under a tree the whole like few months that I did, like, so it was a gradual process, but it was just by being in nature. Um,
Yeah.
by being in nature, and things just started shifting. So it was the beginning of lockdown. I had just moved to the US. I had gotten a postdoc position, mental health stigma reduction position, and everything was on hold because 2 days after I moved, the borders from Europe shut down. So things were happening like, and then at that point everything was up in the air. So it was a means for me to like kind of survive, that I was like going out in the nature, because I can't be in a box. I mean, humans are not meant to be in a box. So once I figured out, I used to bike, close to the closest park that I had that was nearby, and just be out in the nature, and was just literally just like for me to sort of decompress. At the time I was still finishing up my thesis, and so it was just my way of sort of getting out and relaxing and getting some fresh air. And that land, like, things started shifting, and I just like stuff just started happening, and I didn't even know what was happening. And a lot of it, like, you know, downloads before I even knew that they were downloads. Like, you know, it was like, how do I know these things? I haven't read a book. I haven't seen anything. I haven't, you know, but then how is this knowledge coming to me? How is this happening? So it was all very weird at the beginning. And I was like, what's going on? And I was a little bit like, you know, scared, as well as sort of just really
Confused, probably.
confused. Yeah, confused. And I was like, I need to be focusing on this, but then I couldn't be doing anything else but like, you know, focusing on what's going on. And like my family, I would tell my brother a little bit, but then he would also be like, yeah, I mean, we didn't know. I didn't know what to do. So, you know, we didn't know. So I started looking for people, you know, online. Very early on, I kind of needed to realize that this was something very different than I've ever been through, and I needed help. And ironically, part of my thesis's conclusion is that first responders and helps people who help need to seek help. And you know, that was the conclusion of my one of the conclusions of my thesis, that people need to get help when they feel like, you know, when they feel like they're in and over their heads. So I just went through this, and very early I was looking at like I started listening to podcasts and stuff, and this whole new world opened up for me. And I was like, all right, this whole thing exists and I wasn't aware of it, you know? And then it was how we're all connected and everything. And it was just a lot at the same time. So I was consuming a lot. I was a lot of podcasts, and I was like, you know, just reading up a lot of everything, like whatever I was like, you know, knowing, I would just like Google to be like, okay, where does this coming from, you know? So and then there was this as I was scrolling through Instagram, I found this sort of, you know, like, are you an empath, chakra healing kind of energy healing kind of a thing ad, basically. And I'm never the one to respond to like Instagram ads or Facebook ads. I'm never that person. And then like that ad just like drew me in, and I was just like, okay, I have to look at this. I don't know what this is, but then it just sort of and it was such a like, you know, my body said, something in my body said, okay, you need to focus on this, you need to look at this. So I ended up doing that, and I ended up just like just signing up for it, just on that pure sort of I don't even know what to call it, knowing, I guess. Without even being sure of whatever, you know. I mean, I did sort of put it off for a whole couple of weeks, saying, oh no, like, am I crazy, you know? And then it kept popping up, I was like, I have to do this now. So
you're asking for that help, right? You're asking for the help and the guidance, and you're like, what is this? What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah.
And it's coming to you, right?
It's coming to me, but then it feels too crazy and feels too out there for me to even go there. And I was like, no, this is not it. So, like, you know, must be, there's probably something that is, you know, in our understanding for me to do. So I sort of kept it at bay for a few weeks, and then I was like, you know what, okay, I have to do this. I kept going back. It just kept pulling me. So I kept going back, and then I ended up signing up for this energy healing program, the Geo program. That's where I met Lauren, actually. Yeah. And Brandy. And ended up doing, it was life changing, to say the least. Like, you know,
that's what she said. That's what she told me. It definitely was like, she's not the same before as the person she came back.
Yeah.
You know, in the highest and best way, you know.
Yes. Yeah. And I had no idea of all of these, and also all of the people that I met over there. Like, they were spiritual path for a while, and for me it was just like this whole new world opened up. I was just like, all right, you know, it's just like, okay, I'm this way, where like I dive head first for what learning there is. I'm a lifelong student. I say that to myself, like, not just but, you know, it's just like, I'm a lifelong student for learning anything, you know. So also a teacher and a student. I think we're all teachers and students.
Yes, I agree. Always. Like, I love to learn, dig into it. Like, it's so exciting. So I'll always be learning. I'll always be learning, and learning and teaching. So yeah.
that's how you grow, that's how you evolve. So yeah, so I just dove headfirst into it, and it was like trust that this is what it is. And the people that I met, they've been, some of them had been in the spiritual path for like 18, 20 years. And so they knew what they were doing, and they knew all of these. And then, like everything, they would be like, they would keep opening up my mind saying like, oh, so this is real. I'd be like, oh, okay, so that's real. And that's real. And oh, okay. So, like spirit guides and and angels and everything. Okay. So my mind kept getting, there was just
expanding higher. Yeah, right. Oh my god.
yeah, and then like I kept having these experiences as well, and I think the energy of Colorado itself was also like so pure where we went. It was just and I kind of
activating, I think, right? Really activating. Yeah.
yeah, and I kind of also connect to energies of land. So that was also, I did not know that at that point. Now I can say that to you in hindsight.
Yeah. No, I mean, sorry, really quick. I have to interject. Like when I do my own little flyers or whatever, and I really try to pick like the background that speaks to me of the person. And so everybody's different, right? Uniquely beautiful. And so for you, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to have something with lands, like something that feels ancient and something with water to flow. It's very cleansing. So it just, yeah, I kept going there. Like, has to be something that feels old and ancient in the lands. Like, oh, so that's beautiful.
That just gave me, we're so connected. This is connected. Oh.
Yes, of course. Yes.
That's all. That's it. That's everything that you've described. Like you're just so tapped in. Yeah. That's essentially what it is. Like yes. Mother Nature is she's my prayer. It's my home. It's my God. It's everything. So I mean, it is also connected to all consciousness. But yeah, she's my yeah.
That's so beautiful.
I'm her messenger for sure. So yeah, so anyway, so I met all of these who are like, been in this journey for a while, and they sort of helped me sort of navigate. I was, really kind of scared. And after coming back, I was even more open and even more activated. And I had a certification now in energy healing. So that was another tool, a unique tool in my toolbox that I didn't have. Like my PhD gives me like, practices and, research, as well as like I'm certified in a few things. How to conduct some of the interventions and things like that. So those are like the logistical academic practices that are evidence-based and that is useful, that I use in my practices. However, this was like this unique shiny very different tool that I had in my toolbox recently, which was amazing. And I was just like kind of like, oh, should I even use, like, how do I even use it? That sort of thing, And then there were like these people that I was meeting, and as I came back from the energy healing, I was even more open, even more tapped in. And then so all sorts of energies can you feel? You can't see it, but you can sort of feel. And this is something to, I think, benefit you, your audience or people that listen to you, I guess. So I used to be freaked out, and I was like, I don't know what happened. And sometimes dreams would be super vivid, or sometimes you would feel these energies in the room, and like, I know there's nobody in there, but then there is somebody in there, that sort of thing. How do I protect myself? And I used to like freaking out and calling Lauren and be like, Lauren, what is going on? So oh my god, I love her for like having patience with me at that time. And and she was very, very helpful in sort of providing me with the support, and providing me with the tips of like, this is how you do it, you don't need to be scared, this is all normal.
She's very protective. She's very like, all right, let's do this, we got this, like nothing's gonna come between you, like nothing's gonna infringe on you.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think having a person who is already sort of tapped in and already doing this for a while as a support system really helped me. So, yeah, I would suggest finding people, like, or going to places to find people who have been through the journey that you're going through, to sort of, help you out through. Because, I mean, you can read 1,000 books and you can, listen to many podcasts. It's not the same as somebody who's experienced it, and they'd be like, you know what, this is all, this is what you can do exactly at the moment in time where you need something, instead of, you going into this rabbit hole of like reading something or listening something, and then you forget about like how to, you don't even know what you need to even protect yourself and things like
Right, right. And also, like, going to finding something that you trust, right? And always using your heart discernment no matter what,
that.
because maybe what they are using or doing is not necessarily like what
Yeah.
it's all about intent. So, you whatever, and resonance too. So yeah, but I think that's very important that we find people that or communities or services, right, to help guide along the way. Because
Mm,
even though everything is already all within me, it's already all within you, it's already all within us, all the answers are here.
mm,
There's a reason why people have been awakened for 20 years or so, or what have you, or that you bump into them on the street or on social media,
mm,
because we're all helping each other nudge, and we're all helping each other with the wisdom that we carry through our experiences. And so, oh my gosh, like, if I didn't talk to people about these things, there's so much like experiences and knowledge that I've tapped into, and to know that you're not alone, to help. Oh,
yeah.
you're a healer. You can help me because I can be blocked. I can
Yeah.
do all the things I want to do, but if
Mm,
you can help me to help to unblock me, we work together. That's
yeah.
just what it's about. So it's not about like, it's really just us coming together. It's all for a reason. So yeah, agree 100%. And I'm so glad that you had that experience. You did feel alone in that awakening, right?
Yeah.
Even though there were people around you that were experiencing similar things, but not exactly the same, right? And
Yeah.
you found them, and you were able to awaken in a time where there are awakened people around you, and that you could find them easily. So that is so beautiful. That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. And
I mean, yeah, that support system, like, we have a group and a group text and everything. So that support system is super helpful. And then now I've gone on to find more people, more people who are awake. And then there's this whole new world, and it's, everyone, there's so many people who are, out of the matrix now and sort of trying to make it out of the matrix so that they don't have to be dependent now, abundance wise, in the matrix. So yeah, so it is, and then I found another group called Fit for Service. So it's also a whole new world. And so
what is
um
it called? Fit for Service?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, what's that? Where is that, on Instagram?
It's on. They have their own app, and there's also there's also an Instagram presence. Um,
Oh, I like that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And so there are groups that you sort of get in touch with, sort of, just taking initiative, I guess, in terms of finding people who are going through something similar, or like listening to stories and things, helps. For me, like, how to protect myself at the beginning. So after that, after I got that through, then that would be then, and then it was just like, yeah, my friend Teresa's here. Shout out to
Yay! Hi, Teresa.
she just sent information. That's where I met her. So she's my another friend that is like so close to my heart. So this is the thing with, like, the spiritual friends that I'm making, like within such short period of time, like I get so I mean, it's such a close connection, because you kind of feel what you've been through. And everybody that I know of who have awakened have some story or the other to say, some story or the other to, so there's this thread of commonality, I would say, like, for people going through something and then overcoming that, and then sort of this happening for them.
Yeah.
um and
Isn't that awesome?
yeah,
That's really, I mean, talk about like, yeah, I felt alone too. We felt alone. There's times where we feel that loneliness, or like, I'm doing it alone, I'm kind of thing. But oh my gosh, like, we're so supported. Look how much you were guided.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, I can never get over it. I will never get over how amazing that is, to really, you're guided and supported every step of the way.
Every,
Um
you just have to,
yeah.
at the beginning, you just have to trust it, even though it's sort of scary and you're not sure what to trust and you're confused at the time. I think you just have to like, you just have to trust that this is gonna, I mean, you know, it is always, I think, and it's like sort of like a work in progress always, when like something or the other falters, even we have to like now, even now I have to sort of you know, get back to trust, you know,
Yes.
first that they have your back, something has your back, you know, and
Yes.
we're here to sort of protect the light, you're here to spread the light, like you are shining, you know, like you're here to spread the, you're here to sort of, you know, shine light on people who are just waking up and people who to support that. And that is such beautiful work that is so needed. Like if I knew that you existed, like when I was, when I was going through, you know, when you that would have been so helpful for me. So I think we all play a bit of parts for like how, and it's all, we're all interconnected. Like if it helps me, if something is hindering me or something is hindering you, then it bothers me, it's going to affect me. We are all connected as human beings, as people who are living, you know, plants, animals, this whole universe, this whole earth. Like when the earth suffers, we suffer, you know. So
Yeah.
this whole interconnectedness is such an important thing that is sort of we've lost touch. We're so disconnected as a society, where what we're taught is like me, I, and whatever serves me is this, and like whatever happens to anybody else is not affecting me. Whereas
Service to self.
actuality, yeah, in actuality, it affects all of us, and then like the collective good is the good of, you know, is the highest good for ourselves as well. So
Yes, I agree. And what are some things that you would recommend people to do to help put the love back into Mother Gaia, Earth, our planet?
yeah,
Some things maybe that you do, you know, of course, going out in nature more, showing her like your respect and love.
yes. What I do is I'm very intentional about it. At first, I always thank the food that I eat. I always thank, you know, I always thank Mother Nature for the food that I eat. And I'm always, when I go out in nature, I ground myself first, and I thank her for grounding me whenever I, because grounding is just like, you know, it takes off all the negative energy, all the nervous energy, whatever you have. People say anxiety, depression, all of that, so much percent of that is resolved if we are out in nature, because human beings are not meant to be in boxes. We're not meant to live in these, you know, these
And
things.
concrete, and
You
so much
know,
concrete.
we're so disconnected. Just walking barefoot on the ground is so supportive. And then it not just helps you ground yourself, but it also, you're also connecting to Mother Gaia intentionally, you know. And when you do that, it's like you say to Mother Gaia, I just go hug a tree. I hug a tree as I hug a person that I love, because they can actually, you know, you feel the energy. You just have to stop a little bit and listen. You can feel the energy. You can feel the energy when you just like touch them as well. So I'm a as tree hugger as it goes. Like, you know, I'll just, if I see a tree that needs some love, I'm gonna go hug it. And like, you know, because there was this science experiment somewhere that, you know, there was this plant over here that was only said good words, and then there was another plant that was only said like bad words, somebody, and then the plant that was said, you know, you are loved, you're nurtured, and all of that actually bloomed, and the other plant sort of wilted and ground. So it's actually scientifically proven that they have feelings, and, you know, they are, you know. So just give love, you know, just give love, and like you love any of your family members, and you love that, you know, anybody who's near and dear to you. Because the earth feels it, mama feels it, and there's so much disconnection that we have used and abused her so much, and just taken and taken and taken and taken from her so much, that she needs to feel that she needs to, and she needs to be, and then there are like practical things that we can do, like of course, like plant more trees, reduce waste. My life's possessions are 4 suitcases, and that's it. So yeah, and that's also because I kind of live in different places. I've traveled in different places. I haven't lived in the same place for a while, but yeah, like not owning too much possessions, because like it just creates so much waste. Or like recycling a lot of things, and yeah, like I mean, environment friendly things that you can do, but like intentional things spiritually is literally just saying to mother nature, like, I love you, like going into the water and being like, I love you, it's like, thank you for nourishing me, thank you for cleansing me. And it helps you and it helps them, and it's just this symbiotic relationship that has been cut, so brutally, and we're so disconnected, and so much of the diseases and stuff that happens, and mental health as well as physical health, a lot of it is because of the disconnection from mother nature. And what I do in my practice is also I incorporate whatever, like the evidence-based learnings, with combining it with mother nature's love. She is so generous, and she has provided all of it. All we have to do is get back, and she's generously, it's just there for us to
Infinite.
provide. So yeah, those are the techniques. Yeah.
That's so beautiful. So many of those. I also am a tree hugger, and and also I just because trees are straight source, like source energy, straight. So they have within it so much love and wisdom, and
Ancient wisdom.
yes, ancient wisdom. So yeah, I'll just just touch the tree, hug the tree, say thank you, say I give you love, and I'm open to receiving whatever wisdom and love gets in. Just like you said, it's just it's a circle.
Symbiotic. Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so beautiful. Uh, so I'm thinking, like, what ways of, or what, how do you think, in your opinion, why have we been so disconnected from Mother Nature?
Should we go into that? Oh my goodness. So a lot of this is, so don't ask me how I know. I just know. It's just one
Your
of
inner knowing. Your inner knowing, right?
the downloads. I even know that's downloads. So that it has to do with the story of also women in general, of like how the empowerment and disempowerment of women, it's sort of interconnected.
Mm.
If you don't mind. So that's what the story is. And sort of, so eons and eons and eons and eons ago, long time ago, and different space and time, women were divine. They are divinely connected to source. They were divinely connected to source. They were tapped in, and we have the ability to bring life to the world. So that is our divine connection to the creator, the creator, whatever you want to call it, God, higher power, universe, whatever you want to call it. We were divinely connected. It was all tapped in, and we were, the we were at that point the gender that was sort of, I don't know how to say this like politically correct way, but you get me, right?
I'm following. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were the ones who were sort of, in power, I guess. I'm just going to say it. In power, and sort of what what men were needed was for, like, to provide sustenance, but then like the divine connection and everything, and for reproduction, but that was it. And I don't think there were any systems of marriage and that sort of thing. But then, and all women were connected and they were very divine, and there was this like connection to divinity and spirituality, and it was like a matriarchal society. Thanks Teresa. It was a super matriarchal society with women being super connected to each other and connected and being very
connected to their bodies, connected to the stars.
source, and connected to divinity, connected to the divinity within. Like, we were all connected to divinity within, connected to our sexual powers, connected to everything.
The creativity, the womb.
The womb, yes, connected to everything. And then but then there were also, and then there were men who needed to be, go out and hunt and bring sustenance back. And then there were some men who were like physically not able to do that, right? Because of some sort of like, some sort of physically not being able. And then what would they do? They would be like the documentation people, like the historian, so to speak. They would be the historians who would be taking notes and sort of, because that's all that they can do, like with their skill. They don't have the divinity in them to sort of, channel and sort of that sort of thing. So, but then like they felt so marginalized and so kind of over here, whereas the matriarchy and everything, those who are here, the men who go out to get sustenance, they had their they had their purpose. They had their purpose, so it's so purpose driven. Masculine is so purpose driven anyway, even at the present, so they had their purpose, so that was fine. But then those men, the how do I say this, the masculine that was I don't want to say, the masculine that was a bit I don't want to say
yeah, lack for better words. Yeah, it's hard to find the wording.
Yeah, I mean, the masculine that was sort of, felt very like, kind of wounded. Yeah, the wounded masculine. Yeah, we could say the wounded masculine that was yes, the masculine that they were the ones who sort of because at that time in that matriarchy there was no division. All women were equal. All women were, how there's this in this all women were equal. They were all supportive of each other. There was none of the things that exist in this world. And the wounded masculine was for them because they wanted to gain some power when in this structure where they're in, because the rest of the men are outside, so they're still at home with these women who have all the power. So in order to bring division within them, they used vanity. They used women's vanity because women were beautiful, and they used women's vanity against each other. So how like, oh, this one is prettier, this one is da da da. So they used women's vanity against each other to bring that this circle of women apart, the circle of women, so that the matriarchy could no longer control it, because and all of that. So it started from the wounded masculine not wanting the divinity, and then slashing off the divinity within that. Once they're not united, then sort of bringing ownership and introducing the matrimony, or just like one I don't know how to, what's the relationship,
marriage, but it's like you're one soul together. Monogamy. Yeah.
I'm lost for words today. Monogamy. So bringing in monogamy and that sort of thing. So bringing in those things was I think the first step was using vanity of women against each other to sort of bring the division. How, and to inculcate the fact that she's more divine than you, she's more beautiful than you, she's more connected than you. You name it, right? All of these things. So sort of bringing the comparisons and all of that. So it's not ingrained in us. And how in this world it's like, oh, the mean girls, and it's like, oh, like how there's this like competition between women, and that's always the discussion. Whereas with men it's like, oh, it's about brotherhood and da da da. And But then, yeah, there are stories of sisterhood, but not as much, not as much. There's always this universal propaganda, almost, at least in media, that it's always like, you know, women bringing each other down. It's by design. Let me tell you, who benefits from women bringing women down? Not women.
Right. Right.
So it happened a long time ago, where, and then, like, I think we are suffering from like, you know, what we did a long time ago for men. Like, since then, you know, since then, and then slashing the divinity, and then immediately, then what is the most needed thing? That sustenance is the needed thing, and then the value depends on what you value in your society, right? And then the value of men became higher, and that sort of thing, once the divinity was slashed literally from our power. You know.
Yeah, because then women became disconnected from themselves.
Yes.
And living up here, like in the ego mind,
Mm.
right? And lost that you know, that connection of divinity within them. And then, yeah, that just goes a circle, that just goes like into a disconnection. And then, of course, the masculine then is also disconnected from their divine source, or their divinity as well. Because if we're going, you know, against each other, then, and then where's nature? Yeah, exactly. And then nature just is like,
yeah, and then yes, and then, like, you know, in the divinity as well, women very close to nature at that point as well.
yeah.
Also men, like, you know, when you go out and hunt, you sort of, you know, you pay your respect to the animal, you thank the animal for you know, for their life.
Right.
So those practices and all of that has been strategically the disconnection began since the divinity, because of this whole wanting to over, you know, this whole power.
Even there's there's things in the Bible as well, also how they talk about Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene. You know, they're portrayed in such a certain way that, you know, it's not true, and it's just for this agenda.
Person have a baby. You know. Yeah.
It's wild.
It's wild. And why can a woman not be you know, divine as well as be, you know, sexual and beautiful at the same time? You know, why can that not be a combination? Because it's dangerous. Because that's what it used to be many eons ago, because women were divine and sexual and beautiful and all of it. And once that is separated, and be like, okay, you can either only be divine and pure, or you can only be sexual, and, you know, all of it. And then this division is where you create animosity between the feminine, and also sort of these like unrealistic sort of divisions, right? Like, these are like very black and white, and the world exists in gray. I mean, it's just not, it's all propaganda. I mean, it's not, it's all by design, like, you know.
Right, but it's also, yeah, exactly, and they're integrated together. You know, within us we have a divine masculine and divine feminine together. So yeah, exactly. This what this did was just separate in so many ways. It disconnected in so many ways.
Yes.
But good news, spoiler alert, it's coming back to ourselves, remembering who we are. You know, the resonance is here, and for the masculine, divine masculine, and divine feminine, to just remember it's all connected within you already, always.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful, even though you know, you could see it. Depends on your perspective, you know, really does. But it depends on everybody's perspective. But I mean, I see, oh, we're coming to the light. We're coming up, you know, we're in our Connie Luke. Why can I say that? Connie Luga? No, I'm saying it wrong. Anyway, you guys get it. Your Kundalini, yeah. We're ascending up, and we're having our Kundalini awakening. So it's a beautiful, amazing time to be alive right now and
Yeah.
to be awakened.
Yes, I mean things are shifting. I mean, the you know, the slash with the division with divinity brought the division with nature as well, and then
Right.
and then now I think we are reconnecting back to nature because we have to. It's kind of like about survival now, right? I mean, the richest of rich trying to move to Mars, but then it's not really available to like, move in our lifetime.
That's a whole other
It's
story.
a whole new thing, but I'm just saying, like, it's about survival that we need to come together, and I think a whole lot of people waking up with everything that's happened with the pandemic as well, like, it's sort of brought a shift to the current paradigm, the way we exist as human beings, that we just question and follow this template that is just given to us. Who gave us this template? Who told us that we should exist in this way? Right?
Good questions.
It's just like somebody did it, and then your generations and generations and generations of people did it, and so we're just living the way life is lived.
Yeah.
But now this is such a beautiful time to be alive, because now we are questioning. People are waking up, and people are questioning the way to exist. People are questioning. Yeah, I mean, there are other ways to live. There's not just this little template over here. There's a whole world over here that we are completely disconnected to, and we're finding that we are actually all connected once that happens, once we open up to possibilities, and
Yeah.
once we believe, wake up that inner child, actually, and then we find out that yes, there is life outside of that template, and we are working towards. I feel like there are a lot of people who are working towards building this new earth paradigm, of living in a way. I want to be a part of that for sure.
And you will be, and you are. You have such a connection to Earth, to Mother Nature. It's so powerful, and that's why you're here. It's no accident why you have gone through this awakening and these knowings and realizations and remembrances. It's not on accident. I mean, it is now.
Yeah.
You are here for to help others,
Yeah.
to help the healers, to help those who are, like you said, on the front of the lines, those who support. And it's so beautiful because you are giving back to
the light workers, the healers, the good guys, they need healing. And they kind of forget that they need their own healing, because people who are in sort of, a line of service of people who are motivated with the intention of doing good, is actually, they feel like they need to put it together among themselves, because they're always the ones who are, like, putting it together for other people that they're supporting or helping, either through work, or it can just be like you are the point person in the family, even, that person, like, oh, I have to have my shit together, and that's it. Like, you don't get to break down, you don't get to have an off day, you don't.
Yeah.
And then what I'm saying is that you get to have an off day, even more than an off day. You get to refill your cup. You have to refill your cup. We don't let our cars, like, die out of fuel, and then we refuel it. We'll be stranded in the middle of freaking nowhere, where there's no, where there's no gas pump, and where there's like nothing, and maybe you might be going to very important, and you are stranded in the middle of the road without fuel. We don't do that to ourselves, and sometimes we do that to ourselves. We burn out so much, like the healers, people in healthcare. I mean, I've seen it, like, people in healthcare, people who are working in humanitarian organizations. I've been one of them, and how we burn out, and it's how there is not much support. People are supporting people who actually is going through stuff. Yes, that is necessary, and there are many people who are doing it, like the people who are, but then what about the people who are holding that space? What about the people? They need cleansing. they need sort of taking care of as well. And you know, because if that's not sustained, then they're gonna leave, then they're gonna not do the good work that they're doing, you know. And I think good people and people who are here to spread the light and people who are here to support each other, you know, those angels in disguise, they need protecting and they need healing. And yeah, that's what I'm here for.
I love it so much. Honestly, I love it so much. You're here doing such a service, such a service. It's amazing. And you just launched a website too, right? Tell
Yeah.
us about your website and like, yeah.
So it's called healingofhealers.com. I think you've also pinned it over here. Yeah, so I was doing this kind of on the sidelines, and now it's sort of coming in the front and center, sort of like, you know, offering it to everyone instead of just people I know. So, you know, there's sort of like, we can have a conversation at the beginning to see if it's a good fit, you know, because everything is energy, you know. And then I also do embodiment work, sort of embodying the divine feminine within our body, because we remember it is in our body. We remember. It's just the time. It's just a matter of waking. Just a matter of waking it up. So
we
yeah.
hold the keys, and it's just decoding. No,
Yeah, decoding.
Decoding.
Yeah.
What is the word I'm trying to get? Initiation, right? It's the also.
Yeah.
In all divine timing. So, okay, that's cool too. I love that. That's really needed. Okay.
Yeah, so needed. And you know, hopefully there'll be yeah, divine masculine. There's a secret union bit as well in that, where it's sort of, you know, how you come together through dance. So yeah, also.
Oh my gosh. Yes, dance. Oh my gosh, that's been on my mind too lately.
Yeah.
The sacred union together of just dancing together in that flow. And that's also can be connected to, you know, your womb, your sexual energy, your creative sexual energy, your sacred sex. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. So good. Oh, okay. I love it. Okay.
No, but what I offer is actually just dancing. But
yeah, my mind was going like.
But embodying the divine feminine and sacred masculine, and sort of having that flow in a partner dance that I teach. So yeah, so that's what it's about. And yeah.
I love it. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy that, I mean, it sounds like you've had such an accelerated awakening.
Yeah,
right?
it was like my friends say that I took an elevator and shot up.
Yeah.
Because it was less than a year ago when I was calling Lauren with the, you know, oh God, what's happening kind of a thing. So it was quick, it was fast, and I think it needed to be that way. I mean, everybody's journey is different, but mine just happened to be that way. Because I kind of throw myself to whatever is going on, to be like, okay, so if you're committed to just do it, you know. It's just like it's just the kind of person that I am. And B, because I don't know, I think it's the time for this world. It's so, we're so like Mother Nature, like everything needs us, like, you know, Mother Nature needs me. And
yes,
it's so time to create this new paradigm. So
100%.
And the good people protecting, and the light workers need, like, you know, need rejuvenating and all of that, and that is just so needed. So yeah.
Oh, so amazing. I love it so much. Honestly, I'm just like, to me, you had to be so accelerated because you're needed. Like your services in particular as well, your unique signature is needed right now for these light workers and healers.
Yeah, because so many people are waking up and getting into these healing modalities, you know, getting into without knowing how to set boundaries, without knowing how to protect themselves, and without knowing energy, and, you know, without realizing that they, you know, soak up all the gunk, without realizing that all of that is happening, because people are waking up and it's like, oh, this is divine work, I'm doing it, and then like, why am I all of a sudden feeling drained even when I'm divine work? It's because, you know, you need all of these stuff that is needed. you're not you're not trained. We're not trained to do that. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely the hour for sure. I hope so. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. And so we're almost out in the time.
Yeah, we are.
But is there anything you would like to share as closing to somebody, maybe some advice, or on somebody who's kind of just barely waking up, these things that are happening to them, and it's like they feel the same way that you felt.
Yeah. I would say trust over fear. Trust
Mm.
fear. Always trust that there's the good will always overcome anything bad or anything, negative that you're feeling. Trust and focus on the good and have the trust over the fear. The fear is like, or faith over fear. But yeah, I like the word trust better. Yeah, trust over fear.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. Fear is just an illusion.
Yes, fear is just,
Not real.
once you focus on the fear, that's where you will keep. So focus on the trust, and the divine will be like, okay, so you trust us, so yeah, we will reward you because of that. We will look after you because of that. So it's always interconnected. So yeah, trust over fear.
Yes. That's so good. That's so good.
You
Yes. And you'll get there too. People will get there. People will get there.
at the end, have patience with yourself. It's everybody's journey is different. I had my own life experiences, because of which my calling was always to help people. I mean, I always knew what I wanted to do even before the awakening. So I was always already in human rights. I was already, that's
on your path.
on my path, and that's probably also why my journey got accelerated. So I don't know, I'm just saying. I don't know, but there's everybody has their own journey, so just be patient with yourself, I would say. Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
allow yourself that kindness that you give to others. Just be kind to yourself and be like, it's okay, wherever I'm going, I trust the universe that it's going to be okay. So yeah.
Yeah, that compassion. I think that goes a long way. That like having belief and trust, and being easy on yourself, and having that compassion on yourself goes such a long way. I think when you do that, you're connecting in with your heart, and then the light, the light that's within you grows more. You feel that warmth within your spirit, and
Yeah.
you're able to then say, okay,
Yeah.
I have hope. Okay, I got this. Okay, all right, I feel good. Okay, all
Yeah.
right,
Yeah, and once you're vibrating up here, nothing over here can get to you. So, you're good, then you're good. Yeah.
100%. Oh my gosh. I want to just talk to you forever about so many things, but it's okay.
We can do one another time.
Yeah, definitely.
Dive in deep dive in one of the topics that we just touched, maybe.
Yes. But this is such a beautiful introduction to you, and what you're doing now. And so I'm going to go ahead and put your new website too as I save this. So everybody, if you want, go check her out. Go see what beautiful services that she offers. Yeah, connect with her to see if it's a right fit or not.
Yeah.
And
first assessment is free, so the 30-minute call is free. So, you can just see if you like, we can just have a conversation. Like, we can just have a conversation. Yeah, yeah.
oh, thank you, Trina,
Thank you
so
much. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate this. I hope this helped. If it helps one person, then I feel like that would be, that's good enough. That's
my intention. Yeah.
and it's the work that you do is so amazing, and it's so needed right now, because there's so many people who are waking up, so it's so needed. And I really enjoyed our conversation. It was beautiful and really inspiring. So thank you for having me, and thank you for the amazing work that you do. So
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, everybody, for watching. And yeah, let us know how it resonates with you.
yeah, thank you for everyone who's watching. Thank you. And see you, Teresa.
Oh, so beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's so hard to say goodbye, but yeah.
Bye.